hello delicious people. Welcome to another one of my videos. For this video, I'm gonna be doing some talking, some rambling. I don't really know about what. And while I'm talking, I'm going to be doing some tapping. So this was a requested type of video where I just talk about stuff and tap on items. So I think I will pick an item, tap on it, talk about it if there's something I want to say about it, and then in between I will just blab about other things. So somebody suggested that I talk about the difference between Canada and the United States, and I'm not sure if I know that much, off the top of my head. I know it sounds like really I should know, and I debated whether or not I should read stuff first or compile some ideas and then read them, but then I thought that might take away from the sort of rambling kind of feel, my personality kind of, and I think that's what people would want in this type of video. So yeah, I'm just gonna say whatever I can think of. Hopefully I won't say anything wrong. So this is my purple brush. It's one of those small brushes, and it kind of just fits in your palm like this. And usually I never really buy any fancy brushes or anything. Dollar store brushes are fine with me. I never brush my hair with anything else. But I think after watching tons of ASMR videos and seeing other people have really pretty brushes, it made me want to buy new brushes. So I went and bought more expensive brushes. So I bought this one and the red-handled one. The red-handled one, I really like it. I like the way it feels in my hair, but also I like the tapping sounds. I was trying to look for it, but I couldn't find it. I don't know where I put it. Maybe I was tapping on it and then I left it somewhere. And yeah, I didn't have a lot of time to look for it. I had to get started on the video before it's too late. So yeah, and of course I chose this one purple because purple is my favorite color. It's got some nice silver designs on it and hearts and stuff. And different types of bristles, which I do find helps so that it's not so tangly. I find it actually helps. And it's a nice kind of compact size if I want to throw it in my purse or something. So yeah, that's this brush. Something else I want to show you are these cookies. And there's nothing really special about these cookies. They're just generic brand named cookies, but they're so delicious. They're like those digestive biscuits, and they kind of these ones kind of taste like they're kind of salty and how do I explain, kind of whole wheat type. Actually, I don't know if they're whole wheat. Oh, they are whole wheat. So wheat flour. So they have this sort of stronger type of texture, thickness on one side, and the other side is this perfect cookie biscuit. And it's just so good with English breakfast tea, let me tell you. They're surprisingly really good. And I'm guessing that this supermarket, it's called Superstore here. I'm guessing that you don't have that in the United States. So this is President's Choice, is like the brand of this that the supermarket makes, their products. So I don't know what would be the equivalent in the United States. I feel like I've heard it before, but I don't know. It's not like a Safeway, because we have Safeway here. We also have Costco. I don't know if you have Costco in the USA. I don't really go to Costco though. So yeah, those are really good. And they're dark chocolate cookies. Dark chocolate cookies. Dark chocolate cookies. Something else I have is this little puppy. So I bought this at a pet store, along with a bunch of other similar crinkly sounding little toys, which I show in another video. I show them all in the Christmas haul video. I have all these crinkly guys, like a snowman, a reindeer, a mouse, etc. I mostly just got them because I like the crinkly sound. It's very soft. And then, what else do I have? Okay, well, I have this makeup. This new CoverGirl makeup. I just recently bought this one with all these really pretty colors. And again, I never used to buy that much makeup. Just a little bit. But since watching ASMR videos and making videos, I seem to be getting, like, compiling more makeup. Just buying more things. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, though. I mean, it's fun to buy things. But sometimes we tend to buy things that we don't really need. But I've actually used this palette quite a bit because I really like the colors. I think that they're really nice. Kind of a unique type of set. Like, they're not really bright. They're just kind of a nice dark colors and bright colors. It's just a very nice mix. I also have like a lipstick here, which is not new. It's kind of new, but not really that new. And I like the brand. Revlon, I think. No. Is it Revlon? The label is deteriorating, but I'm pretty sure that's Revlon. No. Rimmel. That's the UK one. Rimmel, right? So I really like the quality I found with this lipstick is really good. And much better than some other brands I've tried. So this UK brand is really nice. And this is a Katie lipstick. They also have other colors, like berry type colors too, which I should probably give a try. So this is from the UK, a UK brand, but I think the CoverGirl is an American brand. I don't know of any Canadian makeup brands. I do know that Canada and the United States have the longest border, I think, in the world. It's the longest land border. I've only been to the United States a few times. So I've been to, and I've only been on the West Coast. So I've been to Seattle, and I've been to Portland, and I've been to California, the state of California. So I've been to like San Jose, and where else? Los Angeles. I've been to Los Angeles. That was like many years ago, when I was probably 14 or something, with my parents and my brother. It was a nice trip. It was like a road trip, so my dad drove there. I remember some areas were really, really flat, and it felt so strange, like I was in a different world, because here in Vancouver, it's very mountainous, and there's a lot of hills and stuff. So when you go outside, you feel like, this sort of safety net, like this comfort that there's something there. Whereas sometimes if I go like out a little bit further, and it's just flat, and you don't see any mountains, you feel like it could go on forever, and it's kind of scary. No, there's kind of this lonely, I don't know, some sort of feeling that comes with that. Whereas it's very, very comforting to see the mountains. Which is why I think that when I traveled to Honduras to be with my husband, I lived there for almost a year. I lived in the capital, Tegucigalpa, and that was many, many years ago. But I think that because that city had very many mountains and hills, and you could see the houses on the hills, and it had that sort of homey feeling, so I didn't feel very like that feeling of being in a different country, a different place. It was sort of comforting that it was very similar, like that type of feeling. It wasn't like, oh, this open road and farmland and stuff that me as a city girl, I'm not used to that. But there are lots of places here that are like that, and across Canada as well, and across the United States. I just haven't been to many of them. I don't frequent those types of areas very often. I very much stay within the city limits. So in the United States, you have states. You have like 54 or something like that. Something around the 50 area. States. But in Canada, we have provinces and territories. And of course, there are many more states than there are provinces and territories. I think there are 10 provinces and 3 territories, but I could be wrong, even though I should know that, but I don't actually remember. And the capital of the United States is on the East Coast in Washington. Well, it's called Washington, but what state is it in? Because I know Washington State is underneath where I live on the West Coast. It is Washington State, right? And Seattle is there. But Washington, the city, is in what province? I don't know. No, I can't. I have no idea. But in Canada, the capital of Canada is a city called Ottawa. That's more like in the center-ish, kind of going towards the east. And it's in a province called Ontario. I know that in the United States there are a lot of immigrants, and also in Canada there are a lot of immigrants as well. There's a large group of Ukrainian immigrants and Eastern European immigrants throughout Canada. And there are a lot of Asian communities, more specifically in the West Coast. So, like in Vancouver and British Columbia, where I live. And in Canada, we have a president. So, recently elected president of Canada is Justin Trudeau. And he's a fairly young president. But in the United States, people have a president. And the newly elected president in the United States is Donald Trump. Which is quite strange to me because I used to watch The Apprentice, and he was, to me, just like a business guy, you know? And like somebody who was on TV. And now he's the president. So that's very interesting. In the United States, some states have legalized the use of marijuana, like California and Colorado, for examples. But in Canada, no provinces have legalized it. However, the President Justin Trudeau, one of the major things he talked about before he got elected was making it legal in Canada to smoke marijuana. I'm not sure if that was a large reason why he was elected, like amongst the young people, because there's a lot of marijuana use amongst young people in Canada, especially here in Vancouver. You can go, I can see cannabis stores all over the place. It's like on all the corners, especially if you go downtown. Every couple blocks you will see one. And even just like a block down the road where I live, there is one. And then probably another one a couple more blocks away. Very popular. So it's just a matter of time before all of Canada will legalize it. In Canada, gay marriage is legal, and it's been legal for quite a long time, several years. But just recently, I think it was 2015, gay marriage was finally legalized in the United States. want to quickly talk about these EOSs before I think of something else to say about Canada versus the United States. Because I have more EOSs. And EOS stands for Evolution of Soft. And I'm starting to have a bit of an addiction for these things. It might be getting a bit out of hand. So I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5. So I have a pink one, which is the first one I ever bought. And I really liked that pink one. So I bought a white one. No, the white one came in a pack with that red one, I think. So I bought those two at the same time. And I thought, okay, I'll just use one at a time, right? Because I'll wait till it finishes. But no, I couldn't resist. I had to use the white one and the red one. And then I still have the pink one. And then I bought these two. It's almost like once it starts to get lower, you kind of want a new one. And I remember when I first saw these, I thought they were kind of stupid. Like, oh, why does it have to be in the shape of an A? Like, different and cool, but it's just a chapstick or something like that, you know? But I saw Mix Laura using it and tapping on it quite a few times because it was really tingly when she was tapping on the egg. That's kind of like one of the reasons why I bought it, because I thought, oh, I want to tap on that, on those eggs, so I can give those tingles to other people, because I love when she taps on these EOS eggs. So that's kind of like how it started, and then I realized, oh wow, it really does make your lips soft, and it's kind of cool, and I like it. So it just goes to show you that you can not really like something, and then you can come around and like it later, which is also why, like, if you've tried something before, you don't like it, it's worth it to give it another try after some time has gone by, because our mood changes, our taste buds change, you know, stuff like that happens, which can affect us. This is the blue one. This is Blue Berry Acai. And I also have the purple, because purple is my favorite color. And this one is passion fruit. It says here it's packed with antioxidant-rich vitamin E, soothing shea butter, and jojoba oil. EOS keeps your lips moist, soft, and sensationally smooth. Sensationally smooth, sensationally smooth. Alright, let me think. This is my Aveeno bottle, which is still full. Actually, rarely ever use this lotion. I don't know why. I think I just get lazy sometimes. So I use the spray thing I have. But even then I get lazy. But I should be moisturizing more often. So I don't know what else to say about the United States and Canada. I feel like there are so many things that are different. I can't think of it. Like off the top of my head. I know that in Canada, we are big lovers of hockey. I know that in Canada, we are big lovers of hockey. And I guess it makes the rest of the world think that that's all we like, that's all we do. But there are a lot of other sports that Canadians like and watch. It's just that hockey is like deeply rooted, I guess. And we really, latch onto it and love it. I don't really know why or what it is. Even when I was a kid, I loved hockey. And I still do, even though I don't watch as much as I used to. I'm not as involved and because there was a time when I had to watch every freaking game, okay? If I missed a game, I would freak out. Watch all the highlights, everything when I was younger. But then, I just don't have time to be so, involved. It kind of takes an emotional toll on you too. If any of you guys who are big sports lovers, you'll understand. When your team is so close and they don't make it, it's just gutting. It's gut-wrenching. So I remember in 2011 when the Vancouver Canucks were playing in for the Stanley Cup. They were playing for the championship, and we've never won one before. And we were so close to winning. All we had to do was win one more game, and we had 2 or 3 chances to do that. But we blew it, and we blew it on home ice, here in the city, and it was just I was crying so much. And you might think that's crazy, but when you're so invested and emotionally attached and involved to something, it's just really devastating. And easy for me as a girl, my outlet to when I'm stressed or I'm feeling overwhelmed or something is to cry, which is very helpful for me. But other people, who were at the game and were pissed and angry, they went on a rampage and destroyed parts of the city, blew up cars and vandalized, threw rocks in businesses' windows and stuff like that. It was really ugly. That was the way they expressed their guttedness and pain. Very un-Canadian like. And I know that people are always saying that Canadians are very nice, which it's true. I mean, but anybody anywhere can be nice. And so, I don't know. I guess I do feel like I try to be nice to people. When I see people out and about, I'm never really mean to anybody. I mean, I think one time when I was crossing the street and I had the right of way to cross and I was crossing and some lady didn't stop, I looked at her and gave her a dirty look, but I don't think that's really that mean. I mean, she totally almost hit me and it was her fault. So, or if I'm standing in the line to wait at the bus and then some people cut in front of me, that really annoys me and maybe I'll make a face, but generally even if I'm feeling shitty or I'm not really that happy or I'm in a bad mood, I try not to make me feel better to, say something mean to somebody or get mad at somebody when I'm upset about something else. In general, I would say if I take it out on somebody, it's more likely somebody that's close to me who I feel comfortable expressing that true inner feeling of mine. But I wouldn't do that to some stranger, which is kind of weird. Wouldn't I want to treat my loved ones better and who cares about the strangers? But I kind of feel like sometimes if I can randomly do something and then it makes somebody else happy or smile or they walk away and they think about that moment for a little while afterwards and they kind of feel nice, I feel nice about that. I like that. That kind of makes me feel better. To hold the door open for someone in an unexpected way. I don't know, I get little pleasures from things like that. And like not just hold the door open for like an elderly or a child. No, like sometimes I'll hold the door open for a guy, and you should see the look on their face. Like they're oh, thanks. Like they're so shocked that I would go out of my way to hold the door open for them. But like sometimes I'm not really going out of my way. It's just I'm there and you're walking that way, so you may as well go. Like I'm not necessarily trying to go so far out of my way to do something nice, but maybe it seems like I am. Or somebody will drop something and I'll pick it up and like, oh, excuse me, you dropped this. Like things like that. So I don't know if those things count as like really nice things that make Canadians nice. Or like I feel like people all over the world would do stuff like that. I think that in the United States, you can drive when you're really young, like all by yourself. Like I feel like, I'm not sure if this is true because I only can recall from movies, but like 16-year-olds in high school are like driving around by themselves. It's a little bit more of a lengthy process to get your driver's license. There's more like stipulations and little guidelines and stuff. Like you can only drive between certain hours, and you can only have like one passenger, and that passenger has to be over this age and already have a license. Like all these little things that you need to that you need to do first. And I don't think it's like that in the United States. Another difference is that here in Canada, everybody needs to be on what is called MSP, which is a medical service plan. So that's basically like every month you have to pay a certain amount of money based on your family, how many members of the family you have, and your family income. And the most you could pay, I think, like, actually, I don't know. So like for me and my husband, I think it's like $135 every month. We have to pay that, and then we have an MSP card. So when we go to the doctor to get a checkup, or if the doctor needs to, I don't know, check your eye or check something like that, if you have a cold or you're sick, you just go to the doctor and you show the card and you don't have to pay anything to go, because you're kind of already paying a little bit every month. And the same thing, like if you're having a baby, you don't have to pay to stay in the hospital or pay for anything. You just have the baby. Like your MSP card covers all that stuff. And it covers a bunch of other stuff as well, like major things too. Like if you get in an accident and stuff like that. Whereas in the United States, you don't have that government issued mandatory healthcare service. You have like whatchamacallit, like private insurance, right? Yeah. But I do know that in the United States, I think you have better childcare services than in Canada. You have more regulations and more, a little bit better system. Whereas here in Canada, it's really bad. It's really crap. It's just a bunch of like patchwork, like small things all together. Like, not really one big helpful service for children, and like funding for parents who send their kids to daycare. So I wanted to show you guys these stickers. They're like art therapy stickers. They're glitter stickers, and I bought them just like at a dollar store type place. So there's butterflies, and there's, oh, sorry, owls, and then there's like reefs, and you color them in. I know I've seen at the store a lot. This is very popular these days. So, like in a book, a coloring book, adult books, calendars, everything I see is like adults coloring, which is really weird. Not weird, but it's interesting. The trend that has picked up right now, especially because what I learned at school is that, like, for children, coloring in something that's pre-made is not actually very beneficial to the child, especially when they're at like a young age. It's better that they draw their own pictures, color their own pictures, not you give them a template and they're coloring it in, because you're like stifling their imagination and their creativity. So in a way, I was wondering, isn't that the same for adults then? Wouldn't it be better if we draw our own pictures and color them in? But then I thought, well, I guess having these beautiful images and like coloring them in is very relaxing, calming, and adults have other ways to be creative, I guess, if they wanted to. But these are the types of things, like, I would never give this to a kid. Like coloring books, I grew up with coloring books, and I'm like a bad artist. I can't draw. I don't like drawing. I don't like art. I don't like doing art. And I feel like the main reason I don't like doing art is because growing up, I had to do so many teacher-directed activities and crafts. I had to look a certain way and be a certain way. And I was never able really to do things that well, like artistic type things. So that really was discouraging, and I think had an effect on me today. Like, I can't draw, I can't create pretty things or paint, or I can't do any of that stuff. Kind of disappointing. So, and I would recommend to parents or anyone who has children or, hangs out with children, not to give them coloring books. Like, let the children draw their own thing and express their own emotions through the pictures. Encourage them to be artists and create something new. If you're doing something like, making a Christmas tree for Christmas, let the child draw their own tree. What is the child's idea of a tree, and what would they put on the tree? I guess, in a way, I'm not saying, okay, never give them a tree to decorate, but at the same time, don't you kind of want to know how they would draw it and why they would draw it that way, and like things like that? So I know for me, when I set up like art activities for the kids, I always leave it open to do whatever you want. There's no rules. If you want to glue it or stick it or use this color or use that color or mix it anyway, go for it. Experiment. Try it out. I'll never force any child to make it look exactly like this or like this, which I know there's a lot of teachers out there who do it that way, and it's just not part of my philosophy. But anyways, I got off a bit on a tangent there. I just wanted to show you this because I kind of want to color them, and I bought felts, and I wanted to kind of draw some, like color them in, like for an ASMR video, but I don't know how, because I would need to hold the camera this way so that you could actually see me coloring it. And because I'm using my laptop's camera, I can't really turn it around. And if I push the lid down, it's going to show the keyboard. So I thought about maybe using my phone, but I'm not sure how the quality of the sound will be. I did a test video and it seemed fine enough. But then I had trouble, like if I hold it, I move too much. Like I don't have a very steady hand. I would move a little bit too much, so I need to find a way to maybe get it to be held in position. And then I will give it a try. I'll just make like a short video and just make one because I don't really know if anyone will like it, because there's lots of drawing videos out there and there's no way really for me to twist it and spin it to my own type of style. I mean, the coloring is the coloring. Like, I don't know what else I could do to make it, you know, Alyssa-ish. So anyways, I think that's it for this video. I didn't really say that much about the United States and Canada. I can only think of a few things, but if I can think of anything else, I will jot them down so I can make a new video another time. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, my delicious people. I hope to see you again in the next video.